Hey, what's up you guys? Yes. I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna be Shane Dawson. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. If you've seen Shane Dawson's YouTube channel, you know that he does a lot of conspiracy theory videos and just creepy videos of like people dying, unsolved murders, stuff like that. Those are like my favorite videos that he posts. I'm going to start a new series on my channel and I'm going to start talking about crazy stuff like that too. For my first one today, I'm going to be talking about some of the scariest unsolved murders. So for our first one, we're going to be talking about the disappearance of Loreen Bible and Ashley Freeman. It took place in 1999, Oklahoma. These two girls, they were really good friends. It was Ashley's 16th birthday, and so to celebrate, they decided to have a sleepover in Ashley's mobile home. In the middle of the night, one of the neighbors looked out the window and saw that the Freeman's mobile home was on fire. He called the cops, and the cops showed up, put out the fire, and they found the bodies of Ashley's parents, and they had been shot in the head. Loreen and Ashley, they were just nowhere to be found. And to this day, they have still not been found. When I read that, it literally just like gave me chills. I don't know why, it's just like, I'm getting goosebumps like thinking about it. It has been 18 years since this happened, and to this day, the girls have still not been found, which is terrifying. No one really knows what happened, and a man named Jeremy Jones even confessed to killing the parents, and he said that he kidnapped the girls and killed them in a mine. And so he told the police to go looking for the bodies in this mine, but they never found the bodies. There was no like solid evidence that he did it. He still was never confirmed as the murderer. Some people even say that the two girls planned to run away that night and maybe they did it. But when the police investigated, they found in one of the cars was Loreen's purse, and in her purse was a bunch of money. And so if they're planning to run away, don't you think that they would have taken their money? Like, it makes sense, right? And it happened almost 20 years ago, which is so scary. And also, I just wanted to say no disrespect to any of the families involved with this. Now, this second one is about the disappearance of the Grimes sisters. This took place in Chicago. So on December 27th, 1956, literally 2 days after Christmas, there were these two girls named Barbara and Patricia. Barbara was 15, Patricia was 13, and they went out to see an Elvis movie. They were huge Elvis fans, and their mom had been expecting them to come home around midnight, right? Midnight comes around and the girls never show up. Their mom sent some of their other brothers and sisters to go wait at the bus stop to see if they got off the bus, and they never did. This just caused the whole city, civilians, police to start searching for these girls. And eventually there started to be sightings of the two girls in other states as far as Tennessee. And so people started thinking that since they were huge Elvis fans that they like orchestrated their own way to get to Tennessee and meet Elvis. And Elvis even came out and said, he like spoke on the radio and he was telling the girls to like go home and all this stuff. So a month later, a man named Leonard Prescott, he was driving down this road and he saw what he thought were two mannequins on the side of the road. He went home and he got his wife and they drove back. As they got closer, they realized that it was the bodies of the two girls. They were completely naked and they were positioned on top of each other. Their faces had literally been partially eaten by animals, and I don't know, that's just disturbing to think about. The police promised their mom that they would never stop looking for the killer of her daughters, and sadly she died at age 83. She never really knew who killed her daughters. And to this day, the case is still unsolved. There have been suspects, but nothing for sure. It's just terrifying. It's so scary just to like, do you imagine just walking up on like two dead girls and their faces are like partially missing because animals have been eating them? It's just scary. It's terrifying. I think the thing that scares me the most about these is that it literally could happen to anyone. I mean, all these stories happen to like little girls that are just like hanging out and like going to the movies and having sleepovers. It's just like everyday things. Like maybe someone will break into my house right now. The next unsolved murder we're going to talk about is called The Woman in the Tree. It was in 1943 in England. So there was a group of boys and they were out in the woods. They were climbing trees, trying to find bird nests, and honestly, I have done that before. It might sound weird, but it's a thing. Like, you find bird nests. They found this really old, creepy looking tree, and they were like, okay, we gotta climb this. This is where it gets really creepy. One of the boys decided to go first. When he got to the top of the tree, he looked down the trunk and he saw the decomposing body of a young woman that had been stuffed inside the hollow trunk of the tree. I know, it's terrifying. So the little boys ran home and told their parents. Police came to investigate, pulled the body out, and they saw that the right hand of the lady had been sawed off and it was buried at the bottom of the tree, and they say that it was probably used in some kind of ritual, which is oof. Like, I literally just got goosebumps thinking about that and saying that out loud. Like, it just, ugh. As the police investigated, they discovered she'd been dead for 18 months, over a year. They really had no way of identifying her. They looked through over 3,000 reported missing people cases, and she didn't match any of them. She had no dental work done, so they couldn't track her through that. Some people thought that she was a victim to a coven of witches, and they had done some kind of ritual with her and killed her, and I don't know. But it ended up that there was no solid evidence for that, and so they ruled that out. After a while, people eventually kind of started to forget about it, and then graffiti started popping up all over town that said, "Who put Bella in the witch elm?" Which is the tree. The tree was called a witch elm, and it started popping up like everywhere. To this day, nobody knows who put it there, and to this day, it is still being written places. And it's terrifying because nobody knows who's doing it. Nobody knows who killed her. Who knows if they're related. It's just like crazy. And to this day, the case is still not solved. It's one of the saddest things I've ever heard. And for our last one, this one is probably the most famous on the list. It is the Black Dahlia murder. This one is so famous that it even inspired a movie. It took place January 15th, 1947. The body of a 22-year-old woman named Elizabeth Short was found in an empty lot. Her body had been cut in half, drained of blood. Whoever killed her left her body in like a provocative position. And the scariest part to me is that they had cut her mouth from her ears. And like, so it was kind of like the Joker. Like, it's terrifying. I know that that's in a movie, but somebody has actually done that. So it quickly became a really popular case. Pretty much everyone knew about it. And so hundreds of people even came forward confessing that they did it just like solely because they wanted attention and to be like in the spotlight. But further investigation ruled out nearly everyone. And a few people even accused other people of killing her. A man named Steve Hodel came forward and accused his father, George Hodel, that he had done it. Steve said that he had found pictures of Elizabeth in his dad's belongings and just like all this creepy stuff. And so the cops went and tested like the dirt around his house, and the chemical markers tested positive for human decay. So they thought that like more people were buried around the house. And her body had been cut like so precisely that only someone with medical experience could have done it. George Hodel was a doctor. I know, right? It's like, okay, he's done it. He's the one. Arrest him. But then this is where it's like, okay, maybe not. So they had 22 other suspects, and 7 of them were doctors, including George. It's so insane. But there was still no solid evidence. They couldn't confirm that he was the one who killed her. So this happened over 70 years ago, and the case is still unsolved. And we may never know who killed all these people, any of them. Hope you guys like this video. That is it for all the unsolved murders for today. Let me know if you guys like this video, and I will definitely be doing more of these. They're really fun. I really do like doing these. Comment down below which one you thought was the scariest murder. Also, thanks so much for 400 subscribers. That is crazy. Like, that is insane to me. I literally got like 300 subscribers in 2 weeks. I was like, what is going on here? If you guys like this video, please like share it or show someone else, just because I'm trying to like somehow more views, because that would be really cool if like more people could watch my videos. I don't know, you don't have to, don't feel pressured. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Turn on my post notifications if you don't want to miss any of my videos, and I will see you guys on the next one.